All right, man. Y'all, we are live on the chase and the catch. And I'm so excited today, man. Just been a great day. Just go ahead and like it and share this post. Right now, if you're on Facebook Live, if you're on Instagram, this is the chase and the catch. Want to make sure we got everything situated here where I can share it into your groups. So if you would like to like it and share it, also on the YouTube channel, if you are there as well, you can have a question, you have a comment, then make sure you let us know because it will be in the comment section and we can also reply. This is live. So if you got a question, you got a comment, make sure you say something. Man, it's going to be a great show, man. We have a special guest today that's going to be off the chain. I can't even really introduce. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a short video. Got my boy already showing, saying, "Hey, what's up, man? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I'm gonna have to get you on the show, man. Congratulations on your weight loss too, man. You're looking good, man. Like I say, you can like it, you can share it, tell people about it. You're live on the chase and the catch. Before I even bring my guests in, I'm gonna play a video of her just so y'all can get a piece of what's to come. So let me just play this video real quick.
Who I am, not what you heard, but where I really stand. Life didn't go as I planned, not many will understand, but it's okay, cause I'm my biggest fan. Yeah, we gonna worship the King, got a whole album to sing. Before we get started, let me introduce you to me. My name's Tamela. Bet you thought it was Tia. This may come as a shock to you, but they're two different people. One grew up in the city, tomboy who never felt pretty. The other's a girl who was singing in churches all over Philly. You paid other people while I did it for free. Y'all said y'all didn't have it, it was for ministry. Yeah, I did the sessions, wrote the songs, you took the credit and all of the royalties. Got your house and get on me, but now how my kids supposed to eat? Trust me, we gon' worship the King. Got a whole album to sing, don't let us praises ring. But first, you wanna know why my name changed? Nosy, had to get away from the pain. Loose me, stay silent cause I was ashamed. Infidelity nearly rocked my world. Domestic violence turned me into a whole nother girl. Then along came Jesus, rescued me, set me free. No, I ain't perfect now, he's still working on me. That's why I worship the King, and this whole album will sing. Don't let his praises ring. He is amazing, he is amazing. He is, my God's amazing. He is amazing, he is amazing. He is amazing, my God's amazing. Oh God, yes. He is amazing, my God's amazing. And nothing that he can't do. If he did it for me, he'll do it for you. He'll do it for you. Trust and believe, he'll do it for you too. We give you all the glory and all the
I guess now the wait is over. Everyone already know who we got live right now. I don't even know what to call you now since I heard that song. I don't know if I ought to call you Tia, something else. I don't know what you want me to call you after hearing that song. But go ahead and let the world know who you are, what you do. Unmute your phone. Unmute it. I can't hear you. You got it muted?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
There we go.
You don't
Okay.
want the world to know, huh? Trying to keep it a
Well,
secret.
listen, it speaks for itself. My name's Tamika. Bet you thought it was Tia. Ah. But yeah, I'm just Tia. Hey, I'm here. I'm grateful to be here. I'm a lot of things for a lot of people, to a lot of people. So I'm
Okay,
your singer, your songwriter. I am soon to be your author. Um,
cool.
I am just got my hands in a lot of it, a lot of stuff. For some people, I do graphics. For some people, I'm an ear. I am a shoulder. You know, so
Hmm.
I'm a lot of things for a lot of people.
Cool, cool. All right. So let's start from I know we look at some of your videos and we see some of the people that you worked with. Let's dive into working in the industry. How's it been in the industry?
I hate it.
So
I
what's
am.
some of the pros and cons of being in the industry?
Well, the pros of being in the industry is obviously that you just get to connect with a lot of really great and talented people, and you get to just be creative. It is an outlet that allows you to share your creativity, and also share, other people's creativity. I mean, well, yeah, showcase other people's talents. It allows you to contribute to it. It can be fun. I think the cons of it, though, is sometimes the people that you assume are great people or wonderful people are not so great behind the scenes. So it can be disappointing. Um, and then with industry, I think from an artist perspective, sometimes it's just really hard to kind of be your true expressive self,
Okay.
because you have to then lock into the norms and the templates that are set for the industry in the moment.
Okay. Can you give us an example of one of those? Because I know we uh, kind of hear you saying that, but what are some of the templates that you feel that you or stigmas that that you're in if you're in the industry?
I think for me, it's you have to, your music has to be shaped a certain way. You have to present it or sing it a certain way because it's it's what the fad is now, or it's what people like right now, or it's what everybody's doing. And so you kind of sometimes get sucked into what everybody's doing, because a lot of people in industry are sometimes afraid to blaze their own trail, um, with new artists and new ideas and creativity. So it makes it hard for the new artists to present them their true selves again, because they have to kind of ride this wave,
Hmm.
depending on where they are in 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 their journey in industry. And so sometimes it could be disheartening, because you kind of want to buck against the system sometimes a little bit, but you have to be connected with people in the industry that are not afraid to push you further than other people have already gone.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Now I know Kirk. He's pretty good at pushing that envelope like that. Uh, but he's still in. I know when he first came out, he was like, no, not first came out, but when he came out, he was like, man, you done took gospel music way too far. This is, you talking about stumping, you talking about do all this stuff. So where do you see gospel music going in the future? And before we answer that, I know we have some guests here online as well. So if y'all got a question, you got a comment, let us know. We can definitely say something to you. Good evening to you as well. So if you have anything you got a question, you got a comment while we're going, we are live. Y'all can say whatever you want. like I say, this is uncut perspective. If we don't want to answer, we just say we don't want to answer. If we want to answer, we gonna answer. Most likely we will.
And if
So
you don't like the answer, so sorry to hear that.
so what do you see gospel music going like right now? What do you see it going?
I see gospel music. I honestly see gospel music expanding, like broadening its horizons in a sense. We've gone from the traditional, foot stumping, hand clapping, church music, and not that it is gone altogether, but church music has found its way on R&B stations and at the forefront in award shows and different things like that. So I feel like gospel music's spreading its wings and it's becoming not that it's not been a household thing, but it's becoming more of an eclectic experience, one that crosses generations, and so people are allowed to express and explore gospel in their language, if that makes sense.
Yes. Okay. Now, what are some of the people that you worked with, and how was it working with them? What are some of the dynamics and your experiences? Some of your good, some of the bad, and some of the ugly. And don't start lying, because we know you will.
Ha! Are you kidding me?
Don't.
I have been blessed to work in many spaces, in the gospel industry. I have done your gospel hip hop. Again, I've been blessed to be able to tour and sing with a Kirk Franklin. I've been blessed to be able to sing with a Tamela Mann. And then the most recent blessing is I've been blessed to be able to write her entire album, the last album that just came out,
Oh
Live, Breathe, and
well,
Fight.
congratulations.
I've been blessed to be able to write that entire album, with the exception of 2 songs. Um, and they've all been amazing, amazing experiences. Anytime that you're able to express yourself creatively, it's always an amazing experience to be able to do so. Um, it's hard work, and not those people specifically, but you have to be pliable in the
Hmm.
spaces. You have to be pliable even when it comes to being creative, because you have to know how to include their styles, their creativity, their message, their hearts in the music that you create and that you write. And so some of the journeys have been it's been great journey. Working with Tamela Mann was exceptionally great. She's a very, very amazing woman. Um, and I loved seeing her even blossom in the space of being creative and writing and
Hmm.
expressing herself creatively and being more involved now in what she presents to the world. It was definitely an amazing experience being able to work with her on this project. Um, and I love traveling first and foremost, but traveling and touring with a Kirk Franklin was also that was an experience.
Well,
Um,
I can imagine that. I can imagine that was. What is? I know you learned so much. What are some of the things that you really learned when you
I
was on
learned
the road?
that music is universal. When you look out into an audience of people who don't speak the same language as you, and a lot of them don't even understand your language in its entirety, but you see their hands raised and you see the tears falling as they sing the words to this song, and
Wow.
as they connect to the music. I think that is most powerful, to be able to see that, to see people being able to experience God, even though it's not necessarily packaged like, you know, a lot of people would prefer it packaged, or even if it's not in the language they would prefer it be in, they still get to experience the presence and the power of God. Um, and across on the other side of the globe. Like it's dope to me. It's dope to me to see that happen.
All right. Now, what are some of the uh, horrible experiences that you have experienced in the industry, the challenges, and why do you think that happened?
Well, I spoke about it in the song, and that is that you experience. I've been blessed to. Sorry, you experience. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate that people are not fair.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm not referring to a Kirk Franklin or a Tamela Mann, but I'm referring to other people that I've worked with. Um, just not fair. You know, you would think that people in the gospel industry would be honest, um, and a lot of them just aren't. You know, you invest your time and you invest your gift,
Mhm.
and you hope just like them when they go into the studio and they're there for hours and hours on hours and they're, you know, pouring out their hearts and all of those things, you would expect that they would honor you the way that they desire to be honored.
Okay.
um, I worked with an artist and I spent countless hours in the studio with him. We did a tour. I um, I put the show together. You
Yeah.
know, I worked with the music director. I came up with the transitions and all of those things. I, you know, re imagine songs. I I poured my heart into it because one, I thought he was my friend and that he would be fair in this space, and honest. I recorded on this album, written and recorded on this album, and you know, and then I, you know, you go to have that conversation. Hey, so the splits, what are we doing about that? The song, da 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 da, and you get the runaround, and then you just learn that, you know, you kind of been duped in a sense.
They duped you.
Yeah, duped.
they 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 duped you.
Been duped.
Oh,
Um, you've been used. You've been used, and then you get thrown away. You get tossed and thrown away. Um, as if nothing, as if you've contributed nothing.
so I know you are a gospel singer. My solution, part of my solution, I'm gonna start putting people on blast. I know, I know you got to be careful on doing that, and I know the first thing people gonna say, judge not lest you get judged. Because we'd all done, certain stuff, of course, but at a
No, that
certain
ain't my
point,
testimony. That ain't my testimony.
yeah, at certain at certain point, you got to be like, look, man, I can't let this person get over on me like this. Uh, Now I know people want to know, how do you balance everything? Because you're still single, right?
Yeah.
So how do you balance that, and how does that play a role in the industry? Because you're a single woman. Uh, how does that affect, if any, when you in the industry and doing what you love to do? How does it play in the industry?
Um. Well, you know, it is. When I was on tour with Kirk, I was divorcing, and so when I started out with him, I was divorcing, and um, you know, it was a hush situation. Wasn't something that, divorce is just not something that you broadcast. Period.
Right.
Um, and this was kind of one of the cons for me in the space. I Being on tour was a time that I used to kind of heal, you know.
Hmm.
But when people assume they know some one thing about you, um, they can't they can't necessarily honor the healing because or your journey, or they don't know what's going on. So they don't. So when you're moving and you're shaking, they don't really get it. So like when you're on tour and you got men trying to holler at you and you're smiling and nodding and shaking hands and kissing babies and,
Yeah.
all of those things, they're looking like, oh my gosh, she married, she doing, nobody
Yeah.
really knows. But that was, yeah, that was a crazy and hard time for me. And I spent a lot of time alone, um, and just in my own space, in my own world, because I was trying to filter through my feelings, my thoughts,
Hmm.
my transition. I was trying to
Have you had a chance to filter through that now? Have you had a chance to kind of filter through your thoughts to kind of see where you at, what was, what happened? And so how do you maneuver now that you have got a divorce, you're single? How do you maneuver now?
well, right now is I'm still cautious, and I'm not in a hurry to be in a relationship. When I came to Texas, I was just like, Stella gonna get her groove back eventually. Um, and so I kind of started. I was dating and just kind of testing the waters and seeing, because I've never been in a space where like I've dated multiple people at one time.
Hmm.
And so, I was being advised, no, you can't close yourself off. You can't put all eggs in one basket. So just kind of date and see, the same way men do. Um, when they're dating a woman and they're just trying to figure out where they wanna land and who they wanna be with, you know. And so I kind of did that, but it wasn't necessarily the greatest experience. Um,
So now
didn't date
dating
people.
Texas man, is it different from dating I know you say you moved to Texas, so how is dating in Texas? What experiences have you had?
Texas. Now, dating in Texas it is definitely different. It's way different than what I've experienced in Philly. Um, I can say the men are kind of sort of a lot more mannerable.
Okay.
Um, like they are like, they open doors and, they help you out the car. They just like look out for you, make sure you good.
Yeah.
It's all of that good stuff. I remember when I when I first got here, and this is not even about dating. This is just about being around, just being in Texas, period. You get people looking at you, and then they're like, women coming up to you like, you are so beautiful. And I'm looking like, the Philly in me, like, I don't even go that way, sis.
Yeah.
That's my first that's my first mindset. Oh, I don't even
Yeah.
go that way, sis.
Yeah.
We ain't doing that. you
Yeah.
know. But then, learning that, and then when you get it from the older people, it's like, oh wait, no, people are really just being nice. They're
Yeah.
really just like that here. They're not necessarily trying to hit on you. They ain't trying to get with you. They're really just being nice.
Yeah. Now I heard Texas men don't cheat.
That's a lie.
Yeah.
That's a whole that's a whole lie.
That's a whole lot.
Tell the truth,
Well,
shame the
I'm
devil. That's a
glad
whole
to
lie.
I'm glad to see that you are making adjustments. You hear y'all. We here live with Tiasharee. Like I say, if y'all have any questions, y'all have any comments, y'all definitely make sure that y'all let me know and go ahead and put it in the comments if you have some. We will share. Thank y'all for logging in. You're actually on the chase and the catch. We're gonna go to commercial and then we will be right back.
Let Them See You Sweat is a powerful diversity, equity, and inclusion narrative that chronicles my journey as a Black woman navigating and overcoming barriers in the workplace and in society. This book not only explores critical issues of workplace discrimination and personal resilience, but also offers actionable guidance for readers looking to foster inclusive environments. Hashtag DEI. I am diversity, equity, and inclusion, and I earned it. equitably was not always given to me. B-Bird.
All right, y'all, we're back. You're live on The Chase and The Catch. We are live with Tiasharee. She's a great artist, great mother, a songwriter, producer. She's also single. So we digging into the nitty gritty and we talking about some of the things in the industry. And I noticed you said also that you're in the process of writing a book. Let's talk about the book and why did you write the book?
I am writing the book because I wanted, well, when I first started the journey of writing the book, I was writing it because I wanted to share and kind of help people through, the space of dealing with the effects of an absent father.
Okay.
And then I started talking about that in the book, and then I kind of delved into other space, and I was like, I just kind of realized and recognized that there were so many other relationships, i.e., like the relationship with my mother, watching the effects of seeing my grandparents on both sides and their marriages, and like how all of those things has shaped my perception, and has affected my relationships across the board, be it relationships with men or friendships or even family dynamics, like relationship with my children and my ex-husbands, and just all of those things, just really taking time to sit and figure out kind of where I get my mindset and my thoughts and my perceptions from. And so that allowed me to, I started writing about, like I said, my father, and then I started delving into all of the different relationships and all of the things that I've seen and the effects of those relationships. And then,
Now that you mentioned that, how important is that? I know me and my daughter, we have a talk show. It's called, wow, drew a blank. But we have a podcast that we talk about bridging conversations through generations. Uh, and so, how important is that having your father or men that's in your life like that? How important is that?
it is extremely important, because they shape who you are. Those relationships shape who you are. They shape how you think. They shape how you handle people. They shape how you connect. They shape how you disconnect. They shape it's your foundation. It's the groundwork of who you be, you know, who you are, and it impacts who you become.
Okay.
And
So
so
when
it's
you hear, like, I know a lot of men say this, and I have said this as well. I can tell if someone had a male figure in their life that was uh that raised them, that kind of helped because they more comfortable, they can communicate easier. What issues would you say? And I hate to use the term, but just so you can know what I'm referring to. When you hear daddy issues, what comes to mind?
say it one more time. I'm
When
sorry.
you hear daddy issues,
Hmm.
what comes to mind?
Abandonment comes to mind. Um, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can. I can hear
Oh,
you.
the screen went blank on me. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
you, I think about the abandonment. I think about abandonment. I think about, um, for me, insecurity.
Hmm.
I think about, um, compromise, low self esteem, um, and just so many other things. Like, not having a father. The chapter in my book is called "Look, Dad,"
Okay.
and I called it "Look, Dad" because I spent a long time as a child just trying to get my father's attention
Right.
and wondering, you know, why he didn't want me, or why wasn't I good enough for him to be more present in my life, more supportive in my life, you know. Um, and so I called it "Look, Dad" because I just wanted my father to see me, and see that I was a great kid. I was talented. I just wanted his attention. I wanted his protection. I wanted his love. And I feel like I didn't get that. And I noticed in, you grow up and you become the adult little girl that
Yeah.
her father's attention, her father's love, her father's protection. And so now you're seeking that out in relationships. And you are responding to your partners or your mates or your husbands, um, out of a place of pain, and it makes it hard, communication hard, because they look at you and they're wondering why are we at 1,000,
Now, are you able
whereas.
now? Are you able now to kind of look back and see why your father done some of the things that he done? I know I was able to communicate with my daughter. And once I started communicating with my daughter, she started understanding my why and why I done what I done. The different communication barriers that we may have had, or why I used to always say, "No, babe, I'm putting," because she couldn't understand for the life of me, Daddy, why you gotta sit like this? I want to sit right here. And I'll be like, babe, I'm watching our back. I'm watching the view. I don't,
Hmm.
I'm a dude. I like to put, but I want to sit there. I'm like, no, I want to see all that. So as we got older, I could explain that to her. But as
Hmm.
a child, I don't even know if she remembers that, but that was like traumatized. Mama, daddy won't let me sit here. So even little smaller stuff like that, can go into
Yeah.
a bigger thing. Uh,
Well, um, I was, and I talk about that also. What I learned and what I understood, as I got older. My dad would call me on Father's Day and just apologize. He did it for years. He would just apologize for not being the father he should have been, for not being present. What I learned though, and I had to grasp, is when I looked at his templates,
mhm.
right? When I looked at the people or the men he was surrounded with, and that influenced his upbringing and his life, I understood. Like he was limited. You know, he grew up with alcoholics, you know, surrounded by them, and you know, their responses to conflict was abuse, violence, different things like that. And so seeing that play out, you know, it's like any person or any child, you think that this is the way of life. You know, this is how life is for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Until you see something different, you don't know that there's something different. And so, God, and that's what really helped me. My father passed away last year, and it was heavy for me.
Yeah.
Um, and it was heavy for me not because there were still questions he never answered or conversations we never had. It was heavy for me because we were finally in a good place.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we were finally having the conversations. We were finally good.
Right.
And I'm
So
just like, and now you leave me again? You know, so it kind of knocked me back a little because I felt like he left me again.
right. Now, do you feel? I know it's only been a year now since that happened. Uh, do you feel like it's been any healing in that? We do have a couple people as well. Uh, say say she love you and
I
she
love
proud of
you
you.
too. Thank
And
you.
so, if you do have any questions, you have any comments, y'all, we are welcome, even if it's after the fact. Then we definitely will play that. Right now, we're talking about the issue. So, do you feel that you have had a process of healing since over this year, and what did you do to actually get the healing?
Well, for me, it was, I had to readjust just my life, man. I had to readjust my life. And I say that from a place of, yes, I do believe that the healing I needed, I received. And I'm still receiving. I think that we're always in a place and in a space of healing, right?
Yeah.
Um, there are always things because the things that we're healing from have spilled over into other places and other spaces in our lives. And so, you know, we're always just like, you know, okay, now I fixed that. You know, it's like I fixed this leak, but now I got to make sure that this is connected right. And this is, you know, and so you're just kind of, you know, chasing the, you know, the issues in a sense. Um, and so for me, I feel like what I needed to heal from and what I needed to deal with my father, I have. I just, it just hurt that I just didn't have more time to live out the healed version of me and of us. And I think that was what was most devastating for me. Not being able to live out the healed version of us, or having more time to do so, you know, finally being in a space where, you know, me and my dad now, we, you know, he called me, and no matter what, my dad never missed a birthday. Like, I'm sorry, give me a second.
Oh, it's okay. It's good.
Some rose up in my
Some
throat a little bit.
somebody is.
Got my throat. Hey, my dad never missed a birthday, and no matter how estranged we were, my dad
Yeah.
never failed to pick up the phone on January 5th. Hey, baby girl, happy birthday! Here another year, you know. And then my dad was, you know, Richard Pryor reincarnated a little, um, and so, you know, he was. It was always a joke. It was always something, but it was never a dull moment.
Yeah.
And I was able again to just, we started living out the better side of us,
Right.
you know, the healed version of us. And it just hurt to not be able to live it out more
Okay.
longer.
So how do you feel this is going to play now into your music and also your new relationships as well? How does this play out?
I'm never getting into another relationship in my life again.
Oh yeah, you will. Yeah, you
No,
will.
I know I have more grace. I can say more grace for myself and more grace for other people. And
Yeah.
I say that because I am now able to understand, and this comes from a chapter in my book as well. Your story, my story, the truth, and that is that we all have a backstory,
Yeah.
right? We see
Hmm.
the scars, but we don't know the backstory of those scars.
Yeah.
And so it speaks to being able to communicate in your relationship. It's very, very important to be able to communicate in your relationship. So I see myself being a better communicator. Um, I see myself not craving, um, not craving my father's love, but now I am able to healthily. That's a real word, right? Healthily.
If it's not, it is now.
If it is now, we'll put it in something. We'll
Yeah.
write it in something. We'll figure it
But
out.
I can see that being a powerful book. When is it coming out? I think somebody else. The best gift for a child is the healed parent. If you're healing, what can you offer your children now?
Whew, that's good. Um, Now I'm able to offer my children my ear first and foremost, right? Because they've had a similar experience, and so you can never assume. Uh, you can never assume that you've covered all the areas, right?
Right.
I too was a single parent. Their father was around, but he wasn't present
Hmm.
and hands on. And so, as a mother, you think, I am doing all of the things to try to keep them from feeling um, the absence,
Gotcha.
right? And
Yeah.
then they grow up, and the things that you think you've hidden, like the pain you think you've hidden
Right.
well, and the things that you try to avoid them, keep them from knowing and seeing, and you have conversations with you, and they say, yeah, we saw this, we saw that, we knew you were, I knew
Yeah.
you were, I was that child for my mother. I was the child who would sit outside my mother's door and hear her cry all night long.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about weep. And there was something in me that understood that she was in pain and that she was struggling and that she was just trying to do her best. And I could also see her, wearing her strength.
Right.
Sometimes it was embedded in her, right? But sometimes it was just something she had to put on because
Hmm.
mm, because she was trying to protect her children.
Right.
And so being healed now allows me and affords me the opportunity to be able to have conversations with my children and to be able to just walk my children kind of through the journey that I had to partake
Hmm.
in just being better and being healed and seeing things from a different perspective and being able to take those experiences and better myself versus carry them as weights, you know, utilize those things to push me into a better space and into a better place.
And I think a lot of times we can protect our kids from a lot and shelter them from a lot, but we need to communicate with them more uh, and bring them in so they would know. And from a father's perspective, That was one of the things I've done, but I felt I could have done a little bit better was communicate with them even more, because a lot of times we think they can't understand, especially nowadays, because Google, Facebook, it's out there. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to have your sex talk, your domestic violence talk, you can have all that now because it's so wide open right now. We need to stop saying, I don't feel that they going to understand. I don't think that they going to, they're going to look at me different. Nah, you need to let them know. I stopped dealing with this dude that I was dating or this woman that I was dating because of this. They can handle it, really. Now I'm not saying you just pour all your business out there, but it allows them not to have a lot of questions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of questions about it, because one thing, we're going to develop a story. So even if you don't say it, somebody else said it, or what
Yes.
you see, you're going to develop a story. So my theory is, I don't want you to have to develop the story. I want to tell you the story so you would know. Now, if you say, Daddy, you lying, at least hey, this is the story that I
I
told you.
said something.
Yeah, I said something, and this
I
is
ain't
the
leave no
story,
blanks. I said
because
something.
that's part of the healing process. At least because a lot of people just don't understand. Like, I had a homeboy that he was really trying to see his kids, but his mother, the mother of his child, said, if you're not gonna be with me, you're not gonna see your kids. And he was really trying, trying to see them, trying to go to. Uh, she would move around and all this, but they never really knew that my daddy really loved me, trying to see me. And so when they seen him, they were about 14, 15. They like, I don't even want to deal with this knucklehead. You know what I'm saying? He like, let
Because
me
they felt like
explain.
if they feel like they assume he left me, he abandoned me,
He abandoned me,
he didn't
when it's
care.
always a backstory, or
Yep.
something. So now that you're an artist, I know that, how does your experiences, all of this play in your songwriting and your emotions when you sing? How does that come?
Um, I think amazing is um a perfect example of me being able to have the conversation through the music, and the reality is that we all of us, um, are experiencing a lot of the same things, but and no dig on gospel music, but nobody really has the real conversation. Nobody really calls it out. You know what I'm saying? Like I said in the song, like, oh, we gonna worship the King.
Right.
We got a whole album to sing. We gonna sing about the goodness of the Lord. We are going to. But let's talk about us. Let's have a conversation about where we as people are, what we as people have gone through, right? And let me start by saying, hey, this is who I am. This is where I've been. Divorce, domestic violence. I've been in church all my life. I've been singing all my life. Um, I've been done dirty by church people. Like, let's have that conversation because nobody
Right.
talks about it.
And
Nobody
that's
sings
important.
about it. And so it's like, let's speak to the things that are really happening in our lives and not speak around them. God is definitely like, and you see, we come full circle back to how amazing God is, because at the
Hmm.
end of the day, I wouldn't still be here, or I wouldn't be here at all if it wasn't for God, God's grace, God's mercy, God's presence. And that's what makes him amazing. Seeing me through all of the ups and the downs of my life and still saying, hey, you're salvageable. You
Right.
still have something in you, no matter the pain you've experienced, no matter the hurt or disappointment you've experienced, there's still something in you
Hmm.
that is salvageable and that is useful for
Hmm.
the kingdom.
Right. Right.
All
And I
is
think
not lost.
if we be more truthful with ourselves and with others, then people can tell that you're authentic. And when you're authentic, it comes out in your music, it comes out in everything. You can't just cover it up with, I'm praying about it. I got faith that
Mhm.
this, let's really sit down. Let's have a conversation about it. Even about some people have been molested by their pastor, been, all kind of stuff. But
Or
if you
by their
don't,
parents.
by their parents, and so if
Step
you don't never
parents.
talk about it, of course, especially as Black people now, we getting out of it a little bit, but we never get counseling. And just for the record, I can say this: every pastor is not a counselor. So
Not.
don't just run to your
They
pastor.
sitting there crying
Yeah,
inside about
yeah.
the same thing you crying outside about.
You need some strategic plan. And I'm not saying that God is not in control. You don't consult your pastor, but sometimes you need a professional opinion on,
It's
okay, this
okay
is
to
what you need
get
to do.
professional.
Professional, opinion
Yes,
about it. So
and talk to Karen.
yeah, yeah. And so what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna play your video for those that came in a little later. And like I say, y'all, if y'all got a question, y'all got a comment, we're gonna dive a little bit deeper here, but we're gonna play this so you can see it. Once again, we're live on The Chase and the Catch here with Tiasharee.
Question, do you know who I am? Not what you heard, but where I really stand. Life didn't go as I planned. Not many will understand, but it's okay, cause I'm my biggest fan. Yeah, we gon' worship the king. Got a whole album to sing. Before we get started, let me introduce you to me. My name's Tamika. Bet you thought it was Tia. This may come as a shock to you, but they're two different people. One grew up in the city, tomboy who never felt pretty. The other's a girl who was singing in churches all over Philly. You paid other people while I did it for free. Y'all said y'all didn't have it was for ministry. Yeah, I did the sessions, wrote the songs, you took the credit and all of the royalties. Got your house and kids on me, but now how my kids supposed to eat? Trust me, we gon' worship the King. Got a whole album to sing, gon' let his praises ring. But first, you wanna know why my name changed? Nosy, had to get away from the pain. Loose me, stay silent cause I was ashamed. Infidelity nearly rocked my world. Domestic violence turned me into a whole nother girl. Then along came Jesus, rescued me, set me free. No, I ain't perfect now, he's still working on me. That's why I worship the King, and this whole album will sing. Don't let his praises ring. Yeah. He is amazing. He is amazing. He is, my God's amazing. He is amazing. He is amazing. He is amazing. My God's amazing. Oh God, yes. He is amazing. My God's amazing. And there's nothing that he can't do. If he did it for me, he'll do it for you. He'll do it for you. Trust and believe it. He'll do it for you too. We give you all the glory and all the
Ooh, fire, fire, fire. Fire,
Fire
fire,
fall on
fire.
me.
They say it's fire, boy. Somebody said,
Thank
I
y'all.
can't wait
Thank
for the
y'all.
whole album. They said, man, great. They love it. What this
He said 2 words and I knew she could sing.
you knew you could sing. That's one
Thank
thing,
you.
man. That's
Thank you.
that's good. I'm glad. When can we expect? Is the single already out, or is we still waiting on the
So
single?
we're still waiting on it. We're gonna put Amazing on platforms. It was kind of debatable because it was just Amazing was just kind of an intro song. Didn't think that people would really want to vibe out to the intro song. But yeah, there is a follow up coming soon.
Okay. Well, we definitely ready. We wanna hear it. We wanna
I
we
got
wanna see what. So what can we expect to hear from you in the future? I know we got your book. You say you working on your book. When is that coming out, this year or next year? When is that coming out?
my book will be out this year. I don't have an exact date for the release of the book, but it is coming out very very soon. In a hopefully in a few months. That is the projected goal. Um,
Okay. All right.
but you know, it is what it is. We gotta
So when
wait.
you so when you out, I know when you're out in public, what is the best experience you done had? Where you done actually ministered, you done your thing, you done experienced the glory, and now what is your best experience that you done had?
What you mean best experience
Best experience in your career.
in my
Like what would
career?
you say your best experience or your most memorable moment?
Hmm. I don't know. All of them are memorable to me. Like, oh, well, that's not necessarily. Yeah, that's not necessarily me. Uh, maybe. I think one of the best experiences. I've performed on the Stellars before, but performing a song that I wrote on the Stellars was really dope.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that was a really dope experience last year.
Oh,
Um,
that's cool.
and then she just received two NAACP awards for the album and for the single.
Oh
And so
wow.
that's also been dope experience. Like just seeing it, the impact, you know, seeing the impact of the music and seeing how people have been just really receptive to it and been blessed by it. I mean, I know it's a Tamela Mann who she can yodel and be all right.
Yeah, yeah.
People will love it, but
Right.
still, to have been a part of it, to have been a major part of it, is
Yeah.
definitely a blessing. Hey, cousin.
That's great. Now, if you could change anything in the industry, I know we talked about some of the pros and cons, but if you could change anything in the industry, what would it be?
Which industry altogether?
Music, yeah, yeah, music industry.
Altogether, um, I honestly would go back. I think that the industry needs to go back to just connecting with aspiring artists and development. Uh, now they just kind of want you to come already made, and put together, and then, they say, well, and then we'll put you out, But I think that the industry needs to go back to developing artists, developing young artists and people, um, and really contributing to um, curating a sound. Uh, I don't know. I feel like we're missing of a lot of depth in music now. We
Okay.
just talked about it a little, but I
Right.
think that the depth of music is kind of music is thinning out, um, and we're just missing a lot of the soul of it, the heart of it.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think we're missing out on that?
Well, because industry doesn't want to do the work anymore to curate and develop that. Like you look back at Motown stuff, you
Hmm.
see how these people used to go into the garages and bring the band together and figure it out, put microphones to tin cans and all. You just they did whatever they needed to do to make and curate a sound,
Hmm.
right? And I think that we've gotten away from that. Period. Like we've stopped making music as authentic as it used to be.
Gotcha.
And we've kind of got into the cookie cutter space of just put something out that goes along with what's out now and what's going on now and what's happening now. And, you know, in the process, we're losing the heart of it, man.
Yeah.
We getting a lot of music you can't necessarily feel.
Now
It sounds good.
I asked a lot of my guests this, and I want to see what you respond. I know I got you on the spot here.
Oh boy.
So, when you hear the chase and the catch, what is the first thing that come to your mind, and why? And what are you chasing, and what are you planning on catching?
What I when I saw the chase and the catch, the first thing I thought about was the dream. That's the first thing that came to mind, the dream. Um, we are all out here chasing something, right? Some
Hmm.
people are chasing whatever their goals are. Some people are chasing businesses. Some people are chasing love. Some people are chasing healing, peace. Like we're all chasing something. And so it's just about the journey of obtaining whatever the dream is, the catching whatever your dream is, whatever your goal is, whatever your desire is. So that's what it made me think about. It made me think about the dream, the
And
desire. What is the
what are
dream?
you catching this year? I know you got some other goals, some other plans. You catching a husband this year? Is the husband
Man,
catching you? Talk to me. Talk to me.
man, my husband better catch me this year. You better catch me this year. I'm out
Yeah.
here. I'm out
So
here all the time.
in relationship, I know people want to know what is your main thing. What would you say your main thing before we wrap it up? What
What you
is your
mean?
main thing in your if you had to say this is what makes a relationship function and function properly from a single woman's perspective of what you would want out of a man?
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity.
Reciprocity. And I say that because um, when a relationship is not a relationship unless it consists of two or more, right?
Hmm.
That is the definition of relationship, two or more parties in an agreement, connection, whatever. And it's important that two people love each other enough to give each other what they want. And I say that because if if I want open, honest, vulnerable communication, then I
Hmm.
have to assure that I'm giving that, right? If I want to receive it, then I've got to make sure that I'm giving the things that I want to receive. And then I also have to hear my mate and understand what it is that they need, what it is that they desire. And I have to make sure that I'm also giving them that as well.
Hmm.
So I think it's just a never-ending cycle of reciprocity. It's always being willing to give and not just receive what it is you desire in a relationship, but being pliable and being open to accommodating your mate,
Hmm.
making sure that they're just as happy in the relationship as you are. You know, it's not
Yeah.
just about, oh, he do this for me, he do that for me, he give me what I want, he give me what I need. And, no. What are you giving him? What are you doing for him? My top love language is acts of service. That
Hmm.
is how I express love.
Hmm.
That's my main, that's the brevity of
Right.
my expression. And so, when I am caring for and giving and doing for my mate, I am expressing love. Um, and I would hope that the person that I'm loving and giving and being for would see my sacrifice, would see my selflessness, would see my love and reciprocate that
Hmm.
in a way that I can comprehend.
Right.
Doesn't
And that
necessarily
and
have to
that's
be the same way, but in a way that I can comprehend, knowing how I communicate. It
hmm
doesn't have to be that you acts of service like me. It could be touch. because that's when I'm, that's quality time. Those are ways that I like to receive love too. So
Mm-hmm.
just being able to communicate love to me in a way, or reciprocate love to me in a way that I can comprehend. So I think reciprocity, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
reciprocity is my word.
Okay. Do you feel that that's a challenge for men to give that back? Do you what do you feel is the disconnect? Because when you're talking about 40 to 50% divorce rate, uh, and people not being happy, do you feel that we have an issue with giving that reciprocity back? And if so, why?
I think that the view is skewed in the space, right? I think there are some men, and I say this from experience, having been in a relationship where, you know, I'm doing all the things and then I'm saying, "Hey, I like to be hugged every now and again. You know, if you don't mind maybe throwing me a kiss here and there, I'd appreciate, like I have to darn near beg for the things that I desire and I want. So here I am on in the relationship that's supposed to consist of both of us, right?
Hmm.
Here I am saying I appreciate provision,
Right.
right? I
Hmm.
appreciate provision, but I'm also saying I would like affection.
Hmm.
And so for all of the other things to be dismissed and discounted, I think that that changes relationship from relationship to a dictatorship, because now it's saying, hey, I know that you're saying to me that you want to be loved or you desire to be loved this way, but I want to, and I said this, and so this is, and I'll say it again. And I said, you give me what you want me to have, not what I'm asking for, not what I need. You're giving me what you want me to have, what you think I should have. You're telling me that I don't need to be affirmed because
Right.
you feel like you don't need to be affirmed. So you're saying to me, my request for affirmation in a space is null and void and unnecessary because people shouldn't need to be affirmed.
Right. Now I'm gonna
That's
ask
your
you
take.
I'm gonna ask you a question, and you may know the answer, you may not. Why do you feel he wasn't willing to do that? Now I can say from a man's perspective, and this is just keeping it raw. If I don't value a woman enough, then I say
There
I
you
don't
go.
value
Just
you
answer
enough
to
to.
the question.
But that's from my perspective. I want to hear now. If I
That's
don't
my
value
answer,
you enough,
though.
then that's your answer.
That's my
Because if
answer.
I don't value you enough,
You
then I
don't
don't want
value
to.
me.
Right.
You don't
Right.
value me. You don't value my sacrifice. You don't value who I am to you. You know, you could care less. Like he said to me, he said, I could hire somebody to clean up after me.
Right. And
Oh,
that's, I
okay,
mean,
cool.
but you gotta think that's how I am as well. So I can attest to that to a certain extent. It's not that I'm a needy. I'm not a need. I know. Now you're
It's
gonna
not
shoot
the
me.
need, though.
No, it's
It's
not the
not about the
need.
need. It's
But
just,
it's not. It's not the need. Let me finish my thought. It's not the
mhm.
need. It's more so of a want. It's not that I don't need you to clean up my house because I can pay somebody to do that. I don't need you to cook for me. I can pay somebody to do that. You see what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
I may want you to do it. So uh,
Or
I
what if
feel I
I'm
feel
doing it?
some I feel some women don't know how to.
Cook and clean?
And I'm not saying that you, not
Oh,
not you in particular. I'm just saying
I don't know how
overall.
to cook and
So I
clean,
don't
no.
want I don't want no inboxes. She said she could do it. I don't want all them inboxes and all that. But I'm saying some women don't know how to say, what do you need, man? And I want to supply this, whatever you need, and see if you can do it. Now I know it's some dudes out here. It's some dudes and women that
Mhm.
just does. So I don't care what you give them, they're not gonna give it to you back. But do you feel this? Well, you already said, you said you just don't feel that they value
Yeah, it's
what.
just a lack of value. It's not that it's not that you can't pay somebody else to be those things and to do those things or provide those things.
Right.
It is that you ain't paying me to do it. I'm doing it because I love you. And I want to make sure that you're cared for and
Right.
you're provided for. And so don't devalue what I'm doing
Right.
or diminish it to, oh, I could pay somebody else to be that or to do that. Because there's a lot, there's other things that I was doing too that I'm sure you could pay a pretty penny for.
Hey, watch yourself. Watch yourself.
But
Watch
the
yourself.
reality is, the weight that it holds
Right.
ain't the same.
But what I would say though is this, from a man's perspective, is find out what's valuable to me and do that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But was doing that too.
So
It's just
if it's not oh, and we did have a person say hello to you too, Sunshine.
sunshine.
Thank you for logging in on it. And like I said, up and an artist now, she's doing her thing as well. So it's good to see artists supporting other artists. But yeah, she got that push, wind and grind song.
Come on.
Yeah, look, a little Southern soul. I got you, girl. So in that though, giving a man what he really desire, not to say not just sexual, because a lot of times, women would think that we are sexual beings and we do, we like the sex, we like the physical, but if you can get into our mental and supply that, then it's a lot of things that's not going to be, it's less likely for us not to give you what you want. Now, some of us just have issues though, so I'm not gonna say we don't. Some of us, just like women, some of us just have issues and we don't even understand reciprocity. And because we have been hurt, then we don't even want to give because it makes us feel vulnerable. Yeah. Hopefully that wasn't your case, but do you feel that you would do it again then?
Do what?
Do you feel that you would get married again or be in a relationship again? Married or a relationship?
I sure will. I sure will.
Okay. Well, that's good.
It doesn't deter me from the commitment. It doesn't deter me from the commitment because I just understand that I have to choose differently. Yeah. And I have to set certain boundaries. I have to come to the table differently, a different way. It doesn't deter me. It doesn't make me feel like, I know I said it earlier and I was just like, I'll never do it again. I'll never,
Yep, I got the clip. You did say that.
Don't do that.
No, I got the clip. I'm gonna play that back too.
Don't you do it.
Don't you be like, this is fake news. No, I'm gonna play. I'd never do it again. Then I'm gonna play your video. Never.
No, I know. I said, no, I will.
You will? Okay.
Dive in head first again, because and then just pray that this time the pool is full, and I'll be able to swim a little bit.
Gotcha. Now this is the last question before we get out of here. What would you say to any upcoming artists, somebody that's inspiring to do what you do, that want to, dive into their career, and just go into it?
I'm just gonna be real and say the airport is always hiring. Say the airport is always hiring, honey. Get out of here.
Get out of here. No. Tell them if they want to really start.
I would say, learn who you are. Mm-hmm. Be comfortable in your skin, in your craft, your creativity. Just be okay with being who you are, because that's most important. When you come into the industry, you have to know who you are, because what's ultimately going to happen is they're going to try to mold and shape you into something they think you should be, or into whatever is happening, popping right now. You got to know who you are. and you got to stand 10 toes down on who that is. You know what
Cool.
I'm saying? You got to stand 10 toes down on who that is and just be your creative self. Everybody ain't going to get it, but for the people it's meant for, they going to grab hold to it and it's going to be dope.
Well, thank you for being on the chase and the catch. Somebody may not be out there and they want to say, "Hey, I want to help her further along in her uh, whatever
Sure.
she's doing, her journey. I want to bless her." Some people say I may want to give her, 50,000 a day. I want to give her 100,000. I want to bless her game. They want to get. How can they contact you? How can they give? How,
If you would like to be a blessing, I am Cash App Sing Tiasharee, SingTiasharee, Sing Tiasharee. If you want to be a blessing, I am PayPal, Venmo, all of those things. Um, please, 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 because it's necessary. I could use the help for real. Yeah, putting out books and things of that nature and songs and music, it ain't free.
no, it costs
So
something. Yeah,
it costs money.
it
Thank you
definitely
so
costs.
much for posting it. There
Yeah.
it is. Sing Tia Cherie is my cash app.
Yeah, so that's
If
that's
you want
that's
to be a
that's it
blessing.
right there. If you want to be a blessing to them, and we all should give something. I mean, everybody that's looking, even if it's on a playback, give something. Let's just support black business. I know she said some little things that was off a little bit, but hey, we all growing.
Because everything you said was on.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't make no mistake.
Yeah. See, he one of them. He one of them, y'all. Watch
Oh
out
yeah,
for him.
no,
His
no.
name Derek L. Simmons.
L
The
simple,
L for him.
and the L is for lovely and always on time. No,
The L is for loser. Because he
what?
can't. He not a loser. That's my boy, man.
Yeah,
I
man, I
appreciate
definitely
you bringing
appreciate
that.
you for coming here, y'all. That's so anybody that want to sow a seed, donate, help her in her ministry, because this stuff really do cost, and that's a lot of times what people don't talk about. The
Mhm.
investment side of it. It's not just the
Put that
the
comment
the
up.
time and all that. You got to have the money
Put
to
that comment
invest.
up right there, though. The one
Huh?
she said.
Let me
The
see
one
what.
before my cash app.
Uh, Not too much on
No,
her
not
there.
that one. The one before my cash app.
Okay, I
May your
won't.
husband find you and receive his favor in Jesus' name.
Yeah, and he will when it's look at you smiling. You smiling on that one. You smiling on that one. You ready? You ready for
I
it?
listen. I'm so ready for him.
You ready for him?
I'm ready for him.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
Y'all man, now your inbox gonna blow up now. Talking about you ready.
I'm ready for
You ready
him.
for him. So once again, y'all, I'm gonna play for those that hadn't seen it or just want to see it again. I got a couple commercial spots I'm gonna play before, and then I'm gonna jump right into her video. Uh, she says it's an intro, but we love it.
Yeah.
We already love it. I got people inboxing me now wanting to buy it. But let me put this up again because
With a low, low pricer.
somebody just texted me. They was like, how can we help? Let me put this up again. All right. So y'all want to see how y'all can help?
And make
Let's
sure y'all go to my YouTube channel. I just started a new YouTube channel. So go to my YouTube channel, play the video from there, share it if you will. All of it, all of the support in whatever way you can is greatly and will be greatly appreciated.
all right, that's enough. Don't start begging it. No, I'm just we got one. Now we may not you may not have $10, but you may have five.
Will
And
it
you
be
may
one?
not have $5, but I'm here to tell you that $2. No, just
I like that.
let me
He
stop. No,
said, she said, only shoot your shot if God gave you the ball.
ooh,
That's powerful. That's a
oh,
t-shirt. I'm putting that on a t-shirt tomorrow.
ooh,
Tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow.
yeah. If God gave you the ball, okay, all right.
I'm
So
also
let me.
gonna. Oh, I forgot. I'm also starting a hoodie t-shirt line. It's called Love Wins Boutique. So I'll be shooting that. Just keep your eye on my page, man. Tiasharee 777 on Instagram and Tiasharee here on Facebook. Keep your eye on my page, but it's called Love Wins Boutique. I did post the page. So the page is up on Instagram, but I'll post it in my story and I'll post it on my page, so you'll be able to go and follow the page as well. It's called Love Wings Boutique, and I'll be posting some of my designs there.
All right, y'all. Thank you once again for joining us on the Chase and the Catch. And before we,
I get it.
huh?
I'm sorry.
What are you over there doing? What's going on?
I live it. I live it how I get it.
Yeah, look at you. All right, let me see if we can play this here.
Question, do you know who I am? Not what you heard, but where I really stand. Life didn't go as I planned. Not many will understand, but it's okay, cause I'm my biggest fan. Yeah, we gon' worship the king. Got a whole album to sing. Before we get started, let me introduce you to me. My name's Tamika, bet you thought it was Tia. This may come as a shock to you, but they're two different people. One grew up in the city, tomboy who never felt pretty. The other's a girl who was singing in churches all over Philly. You paid other people while I did it for free. Y'all said y'all didn't have it, it was for ministry. Yeah, I did the sessions, wrote the songs, you took the credit and all of the royalties. Got your house and kids on me, but now how my kids supposed to eat? Trust me, we gon' worship the King. Got a whole album to sing, gon' let his praises ring. But first, you wanna know why my name changed? Nosy, had to get away from the pain. Loose me, stay silent cause I was ashamed. Infidelity nearly rocked my world. Domestic violence turned me into a whole nother girl. Then along came Jesus, rescued me, set me free. No, I ain't perfect now, he's still working on me. That's why I worship the King, and this whole album will sing. Don't let his praises ring. He is amazing. He is amazing. He is, my God's amazing. He is amazing. He is amazing. He is amazing. My God's amazing. Oh God, yes. He is amazing. My God's amazing. And nothing that he can't do. If he did it for me, he'll do it for you. He'll do it for you. Trust and believe it. He'll do it for you too. We give you all the glory and all the
Let Them See You Sweat is a powerful diversity, equity, and inclusion narrative that chronicles my journey as a Black woman navigating and overcoming barriers in the workplace and in society. This book not only explores critical issues of workplace discrimination and personal resilience, but also offers actionable guidance for readers looking to foster inclusive environments. #DEI. I am diversity, equity, and inclusion, and I earned it. Equitably was not always given to me. B-Bird.
Am I the only one that didn't know how transformative sound can be? Why are there not more people talking about how crucial audio quality is for any space? I remember the day I walked into a church, filled with hope and expectation, only to be met with echoes and muffled sounds. The pastor's voice struggled to reach the back rows and the congregation was lost in a sea of confusion. That's when it hit me. Sound is the soul of any gathering place. Every club, school, and hotel deserves clarity and connection. Yet so many buildings suffer from poor audio-visual integration. With DS Sounds, we ensure high-quality equipment is installed seamlessly before the walls even go up. We save you time and money so you can focus on what truly matters, creating a space where voices are heard and spirits are lifted. Let's transform your venue into a masterpiece of sound together. Because when sound is right, everything else
All right, Tia. Thank you
Yes,
once
ma'am.
again. Thank you once again for
I
coming.
wanted to share. I wanted to
You want
share
to
a
share
sneak
something?
peek
Okay.
on something. Yeah, they have it where I can share my screen, right?
So you want to share a sneak peek? Some
Yeah,
people were
just
saying it's
a sneak
amazing.
peek.
Uh, and they talking about your lyrics. They were saying nosy.
Mm-hmm.
So you was a tomboy. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People can relate to that.
What, being a tomboy? You a boy already.
No, no, not being a tomboy. I'm saying people can relate
Oh.
to you being real in the song. Oh,
Oh. I
yeah, they can
was like, you a
relate to
boy
you in the
already.
song. I'm just making sure we didn't have any questions. Make sure we didn't have any comments. Let's see here. If you do have
They said they
more,
vetting the candidates this time.
yeah, I see you, Antonio. I see you, twin.
Yeah, I wanted to share my screen. I was gonna let you guys hear what could potentially be the next single.
Yeah, but we'll definitely include it in the link. I don't think it will allow you to do it.
I'm just waiting for
It's
it.
not putting it on the screen here, but
Well, I'm getting ready to. Yeah, I was going to present it. Share screen.
definitely, if you have any questions, any comments for us, tell us what you thought about the show. Uh, we would definitely like that. Like I say, we got my girl Tiasharee. I think she want to share this last thing if it will allow her to, and then after that, we're going to get out of here.
Oh, there we go. Okay, now I see it. I did it. And I'll be able to share it. There it is. And I'm sorry, guys. I was trying to sneak peek you, you know.
See if it will allow you to.
There it is. Okay, it's about to come.
You putting it in
It's
the
gonna
queue?
put, yeah. Maybe it's just not
Man, I
enough
wish I could
together.
sing.
Okay. You can. Let me hear you. Keep on singing
Amazing,
while we.
amazing.
Here's a reason. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead, D.
I can't,
Give it to him.
I can't do no singing, boy. I sure wish
Is
I
there
could.
another book in you?
Is that what?
Is the question. Yes, there is another book in me. I'm actually in the process of I just actually it's just new and it developed, right? Hiding in Plain Sight is what the next book is going to be called. Hiding in Plain Sight. So
Hiding in plain sight. Okay.
we want to hide in plain sight. I'm just talking about how people are hurting right in front of us. We see it. We see it, but we don't see it. You know, um, people are screaming for help, but we don't hear them because we're so engulfed in ourselves. Um, and so those people go without the help they need because we, the church, and I'm speaking to us as believers, we don't necessarily utilize our gifts of discernment and all of those things to speak to those people and to help those people in the spaces they need us. Um, on the
Yeah,
low in that
I
case.
definitely agree with that. That it
So
can be. playing plies. If I could sing, I may have more.
He said, "I may have had more babies, honey."
Yeah,
How
yeah.
many you got now, Antonio? You got a lot of babies now?
Oh, Antonio, that's my boy. Don't say it, twin. Don't let her suck you into it. Don't let don't let her
Do we
suck.
have a lot of babies? That's all I'm asking.
You say, do you got a lot of babies?
Antonio, how many kids you got? Yeah.
No, leave my boy alone. That's my boy Antonio. He ain't got that many kids. You know, I can count them on two hands. So he
All right.
he, he ain't got
Leave
that
them
many. So
alone.
it's nah, that's my road dog there. But all right, we was gonna give you a sneak peek, but it's not working. It's not working on your end, Tia. We can't even
Yeah,
hear
but
you.
it's not. Yeah, it's not cooperating now.
Okay. All right. Well,
Unfortunately,
man,
so
once again, what is he?
it is
Uh,
what it is. I said it's not. It's not. You can hear me?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah,
I
it's
can hear
not
you.
cooperating.
So, what other
What
gifts,
other
blessings, all the
blessings,
ministry
calling
skills?
ministry skills,
Uh,
etc. I do graphics, Antonio. I do graphics. I do video editing. Um, I am administrator extraordinaire. um, what else do I do? I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things. I am yeah, I do a lot of things. I am a
she's a
production manager. I am
matter of fact. I was talking to you yesterday about helping me produce this show. So, some things that we
yeah,
may,
I'm helping
yeah,
Derek produce the
yeah,
shorts
we may
that
produce
he
this
has
show.
coming up.
So,
So I'm a production manager. I do a lot of things. Um, I write plays. I write
she's multifaceted.
books.
That's all
Yeah,
right. Well, once
I
again,
just
y'all,
do
you're
whatever.
live on the Chasing the Catch. We want y'all to like, share this, and don't forget to support her as well.
Dana,
You're
stop
live,
starting trouble.
huh?
Dana
You're
starting trouble.
you're
Pastor
live
and
on
training minister.
the pastor in what? Oh, okay.
Train
Yeah,
preacher.
a preacher.
I
Oh,
am a
okay.
I am that. I am all
You
of us. Well, now the pastor one we gotta me and God still we gotta talk about that. But I
yeah.
am a preacher. I am a
Oh,
preacher.
you
Bishop
talk.
Tia, absolutely never.
All right.
Absolutely never.
Well, thank y'all
But
once again for logging in. You're on the Chase and the Catch. You're live here. Thank you. Like I say, support my girl Tiasharee. We have the her Cash App link also in the. I'll put that in the link as well. So thank you, Tia, for coming for
thank you for
showing up for
having
the
me.
podcast. Not coming out. You didn't have to come out, but thank you for
Right.
showing up for the podcast. You know, I know you
Thank
could have
you.
been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with but you decided, to
Woo.
be here and spend your time with
Past the many
us.
churches to get to ours.
Yeah. But we definitely like to thank you for sharing your gift and your wisdom. I know a lot of people was helped by it, and thank you once again. Till next time on the Chasing the Catch, Uncut Perspectives. Thank you for joining us. Peace.